Hey, welcome back, everybody. Josh Ruiz on the MVP How to Become More podcast. On today's episode, we have Roberta Ravella, and alongside me, my man Francois Lepien. Hey, welcome everybody to the show.
Hi.
Hello, welcome, Roberta.
Yes.
Thank you.
So Roberta is a strategist, specifically in the mortgage and real estate field. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Roberta.
What do you want to know? I really enjoy marketing. It's kind of funny because I did 20 years in sales, and salespeople generally don't like marketers, and vice versa.
Yes.
But when I was introduced to marketing and figured out you could do a lot of your sales footwork quite easily via marketing, I was hooked. So that's how I got into this. From 20 years in the mortgage business into doing marketing strategy for real estate agents and mortgage folks.
That's
Gotcha.
awesome.
And when you say marketing strategy, can you kind of unpack that? Like, what does that specifically entail? Like, how do you help your clients in that manner?
Sure. So a lot of what people do in marketing is say they post every day, right? I posted on social media, I emailed my clients, I sent out a postcard. And they have no idea who they sent it to, why they sent it, what they want back, what their offer is. You know, most real estate agents and mortgage people say, well, we do houses. What's my offer? Well, if that's your only offer, you're in a big freaking long line. So, right? I think there's a 1.4 million realtors now in the United States licensed.
Wow.
Right? So if you're looking to buy, sell, or lease, that's a lot of competition.
Yes.
So what I help them do is figure out who they want to sell to, who they want their clients to be, right? Mm-hmm. Who do you like? Who value aligns with you? Who makes your life better? Whose life do you make better? What your offer is? What's your real value proposition? Which is why I should buy from you as opposed to anyone else with a real estate license. And we build a marketing strategy around that.
Gotcha.
That's awesome. So, and as you go there, I was a top agent Remax 11 years when I was 21 years old to 32 years old. And so that's a while back. And I remember in those days, the mortgage brokers that used to come in and all they had is a piece of paper with today's bank rates. I said, hey, if you need help, call me. Hey, if you need help, call me. And I remember that we had a recycle bin and it was filled with those sheets because I don't care about those rates. I could get them. Actually, that's a long time ago. We can get them online then. Computers were like, you have to crank them. But actually, in those days, we had a pager, a numeric pager, and then you had a cell phone because it wouldn't do it all together. But the thing is, that was interesting is exactly what you said, that people have no differentiators. Like, who are you? And for myself, I specialized with FSBOs, for sale by owners.
Okay.
I get more money for your property than even if you listed it with a real estate agent. And it's like, so I had a niche. It's important to get so. So you're saying, Roberta, that you're helping people develop a niche, a value proposition, an offer in order for them to stand out in the market. That is absolutely. And for all those real estate agents that are, and she's not paying me for this, all those real estate agents that are actually listening to me right now, stop not wanting to spend money for people to help you. You're wasting cash. One deal that you will do because she helps you will pay for her services for years. So like, let's get this right off the bat. So what? She didn't even add value yet, but that's exactly. And the reason I'm saying this, I was in the real estate market and I had to differentiate myself. And actually, let's date myself even more. I'm the originator of having a team of people and hiring staff to help us do our listing paper, go and take pictures and measurements for the house. People thought we were crazy, but it was great.
And so, what is your time worth?
Exactly. So, Roberta, you're coming in a market that maybe people don't know too much that they need you, but they do need you.
You know, it's interesting who seeks it out and whose interest it piques, because it's usually people who are either not winning at competing for whatever reason and often don't like it. You know, there are different personalities out there, right? Some people will compete to the death and they love it.
Yes.
I mean, the office that I did most of my sales work in mortgage, they were all athletes. You put a competition on the board and they would die, right? Trying to win. The year I won top producer, I told my production manager to hide the trophy. I was good. I don't need that. It's just not my gig, which is no judgment. That's another big rule in my marketing strategy. There's no judgment. What's right for me isn't right for you, assuming we're being ethical and honest, of course.
Of course.
Right. Most of the people who come to me are like, I love what I do and I love certain clients, but certain clients drive me crazy. I don't want to be working all the time, or I don't want first time home buyers. Some people don't like doing that. Or I don't want to get stuck in credit repair. Some people love doing it, whatever. But how can they develop a business where they're not getting beat up all the time? They're not getting told, hey, Francois, that's great. You have 40 years experience, but my neighbor's baby sister's cousin will do it for 1.5 points. What will you do it for?
Well, you owe me nothing, and you owe her nothing. You owe yourself the very best. If I can actually show you how to make more money selling quicker and faster time,
right?
Who do you want to have represent you? Myself, right? Anyways.
Exactly.
One of the things that you mentioned, I took some notes, and it says people are not winning at competing. Newsflash, amateurs compete. Professionals create. So if you're competing, that's what I teach all my clients, and that's just a click. You got to stop competing with others. You're going to lose competing. You're going to get tired because some young whippersnapper is going to outlive you, outbreath you because they're in better shape than you. So if you're doing that, it's not going to work. But if you create yourself as a value proposition that is different than others, then you stand out and you no longer compete. And guess what? You can't do that alone. It's impossible. In this case, you need Roberta.
Yeah, it's very hard. I mean, it was hard for me to come up with my own value proposition and niche down myself. My coach hit me over the head for about 6 months before I finally acquiesced. Hit me over the head with niching down for about 6 months before I finally acquiesced.
Interesting. You just pointed out that you had a coach, and that coach had to hit you on the head for 6 months for you to listen. And once you listen, what happened?
It opened up a whole world of possibilities.
Isn't that amazing that when we have an outside party that helps us to understand what's happening in our lives better, and we allow them to do so, then things go much faster. This morning, I was on another podcast, and we came out with something that is pretty cool. Do you know that we can solve other people's problems so easily? You see, oh man, I can help them do that. And do everybody agree with this? We can look at, but oh man, if they only did this, and then I'm going to explain to you why. When you look at someone else, you're seeing through your eyes a picture that's in front of you. You're seeing the big picture. And now you can more easily discern what's not working. When we're trying to do it on ourselves, we have blind spots. We're looking forward. We don't see what's happening. I don't see what's in my back here. You do. And so therefore, if I have another pair of eyes that looks at what's happening in my life, that's how they can easily tell me what I can change or fix. That's why we need coaches. That's why we need other people to actually make it happen. That's why you need to have a life insurance person like Josh to help you understand that the policy that you're looking at is not necessarily what you need, because you need to have some assessment that's being done. Because I like to say that if you have a prescription without proper assessment, it's like malpractice. You need to have another pair of eyes to look at what's happening in your lives. That's what I do with my clients, and that's why they're successful. That's what Roberta's doing with her clients. That's why they're successful. And that's what Josh is doing with all the insurance needs of all his clients, because that's why he's successful.
Yeah. Along the lines of prescription, I think it was either John Maxwell or Jim Rohn, doesn't matter, who said you can't see the prescription from inside the bottle. So again, right? You can't see the picture for the frame, right? It's way easier, especially with something like Josh, what you do, where people assume it's, just give me a life insurance policy, doesn't matter what I get. When in actuality, it's kind of an emotional decision.
Yeah.
Like, what are the actual goals of that policy? Who are you protecting? What are you protecting them from?
Yeah, there's there's a ton of variables on insurance. And, that's why some people undervalue, real estate professionals. That's a licensed profession. It's not just, hey, I want to sell houses. You have to be a licensed professional so that within the regulations, right? Same thing with insurance. We're licensed for a reason. You have to study and stay up on it for a reason, because, to the general public, it's confusing. It's complex, right? There is simplicity to it, but unless you're educated and informed, you're not going to know what may be right for you. And it's just like what Francois was just saying with the coach and mentor, right? Having that additional set of eyes to view your situation and have that conversation allows you to unpack, hey, well, this is the scenario, this is the situation, this is what might serve you now, and then here's what we can look at, going forward. Brian Tracy said something that I've been kind of quoting recently, and because I love it so much. He said that making a plan is bringing the future into the present so that you can do something about it now. Right?
Excellent.
And that goes for kind of everything in life, right? I mean, whether it's, your marketing strategy, having a mentor, taking care of your finances, your business, your money, your clients, everything, right? You have to have a plan, because if you don't have a plan and you just go off the cusp, well, your results are going to be, it's like they say, if you treat it casually, your results are going to be casual, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think any of us are out there looking to be casual. Definitely not on this call, and not the entrepreneurs that we're looking to fire up and empower them. I wanted to, I like what you started saying though, Roberta, about niching down. That's a common theme, and I think you have a very value-based business by niching in on that, because I've yet to ever see anybody doing what you're doing for that specific, real estate and mortgage. I wanted to ask you though, so the strategy, you're not actually doing the marketing, right? You're just simply helping them align a plan of action, and then they implement themselves. Is that right?
Yes. I help them align a plan of action, help them get their content together. A lot of realtors and mortgage people are scared of content, or their content is, fall paint colors and rates are gone up, right? When in actuality, if you talk to a realtor or a mortgage person for 10 minutes with any sort of personality, you're going to get some amazing, hilarious, shocking, holy cow, I can't believe that stories out of them.
Yes.
And those stories address or can address directly their right client and their real value proposition. So I can do it for them, but if I can teach them, hey, this is how, tell me that story. This is how you use that story. This is where you can put that story. This is how you put a review with that story. So I'm not telling you how great I am, even though I just told you a story. This review person is telling you, hey, read this story, right? So just those type of things. I call them force multipliers in marketing. A lot of people have their database over here, and then social over here, and then an email over there. Well, you got to put all that stuff together to where it works together.
Yeah.
So, you're getting the energy of all of it, the force of all of it, working in conjunction. But do I actually go schedule posts on Facebook for them? No.
Yeah. I like that, because it kind of goes back to, you're not giving them fish, you're showing them how to fish and supporting them learning the skill of fishing. In this case, it's marketing themselves.
Yes.
Right. Which is like what Francois said earlier. It's invaluable, right? Or it doesn't cost you anything, right? It makes you money. Whatever your cost, whatever your fee is, if somebody can't 10x that over the course of their career, then obviously they're just not implementing your professional strategy. Awesome. So I like you said, one of the next questions I was going to segue into is what gets you fired up. And I like what you said. I don't know if you remember what you said in your first line, but I'll go ahead and let you share that. What gets you fired up as an entrepreneur, and why did you decide to go that route and be an entrepreneur?
Well, I kind of decided at one point I'm unemployable. I heard somebody else say it, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I don't really do well before 10 a.m. So, and no, I'm not filling out lead sheets and turning them in. I'm a bad employee. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
So that was one of the reasons, that was the direction for me to go. we had started moving a little bit. I met my husband in 2012. We got married in 2014, and we moved 22 hours away from my business in 2015.
Wow.
So I'm like, all right. I mean, I started over in 2008, so I was like, okay, I can start over again, and I did. It's actually good because I started over with a lot more knowledge this time to do it a different way. But then, we were in Houston for about 4 years, and he wanted to retire, so we were going to move again.
Mm.
So I'm like, I am not doing this 4 times. So I'm not building a mortgage database 4 times. Maybe
Yeah.
somebody else will out there, God bless you, but it wasn't me. So I just went down a journey of, who do I want to be when I pick? I was 42, 3 at the time. I'm like, who do I want to be when I pick? So I took a ton of classes and went to a bunch of seminars and read a bunch of books and just try different things. I mean, I don't know why coming out of college they don't encourage that a bit more. You don't really know what you want to do until you do it for a minute, I don't think. No, obviously some people know,
Yeah.
but a lot of people they don't. So I was lucky to have the means to try. I did Facebook ads for a while. I did copywriting for a while. A few other things, and landed in coaching. I did business coaching for a while, like go to BNI, recruit small business owners, help them with their systems.
Hmm.
I I don't know if you guys know the DISC profile, but I'm a 99I and a 6C. The number 6 is my C, which is the systems and process side of the DISC profile.
Wow.
So that didn't last very long. So I took my own advice and started working with what I'm really good at and what I enjoy, and live marketing, storytelling, helping people see that beauty of what they offer, their values, working in their values. Like that's my jam. So that's how I got here, and that's what gets me excited. Like seeing somebody for the first time realize that all of their favorite clients is all they ever need to market to ever again.
Yeah. And I like how you said that, that you're unemployable, but what you did is you looked within yourself, right? And said, "Hey, what can I bring to the marketplace that's of value that I can create a business around?" Right? There's a lot of
Mhm.
people out there that they'll be like, "Oh, nobody wants to give me a job. I can't get a job," right? But it's the mindset, right? They're looking for somebody to give them a job, right? Versus, hey, what can I do? What can I serve the marketplace with that can provide value? And then I can receive a compensation for that, right? And that's the
Absolutely.
shift, that Francois, especially working with his clients, right? The shift of what can we give? What can we serve the other people in this world? Because we all are served by others, right? We're,
Hmm.
we're serving and we're being served every day of every, minute of every hour, right? And so when you see it that way, you can really understand that, hey, you just increase your service and your value is going to increase and you're going to receive in very high monetary forms. What's your point on that,
Absolutely.
Francois?
No, I'm just we went around a little bit because one of the point of what we're doing here is how to get entrepreneurs fired up. So
Yes.
what got Roberta fired up? What is it that fires you up to make things happen in the business that you're in right now? And before you answer, I always Brevity says that as entrepreneurs, we all get kicked, we all get slapped, we all get tripped, we all fall down, and we got to dust ourselves back up and then go at it again. So we need to be fired up in order for this to happen. And it's different for everyone, and that's okay. So what is
Hmm.
it that fires Roberta up?
A couple of things, and I am not a passion-oriented person. I think
You're
that
not
passions, no, I think passions fade.
passion
Now,
paid? Well,
I
you
think
don't know
so.
me, baby.
I think so. Now, some people are passionate people. I definitely believe there are passionate people out there. I'm more of a purpose-driven person, and that also took me a little time to figure out as well.
Okay.
Purpose-driven person, and part of my purpose is just learning and growing, and I like learning and growing in this. It gives me a platform to do so. Um, I like making money a lot. God bless America. And I like finding people that were in or trying to get out of a similar situation that I was in towards the end of my mortgage career, and just helping them turn the light bulb on.
Cool.
Right? There's just something about smashing myths that, okay, I'll say that gets me fired up.
See,
So
there
we're
you
going
go.
to smash that myth that passion is fake.
Or that passion is required.
I mean, it's not necessarily a prerequisite, but I think it's, I mean, I don't know. I'll let Francois take that one. I think it's within, right? I mean, you said purpose.
Mhm.
In my mind, passion and purpose can be one and the same, right?
Yeah.
It's like a chocolate covered M&M. It has chocolate in the middle, hard shell on the outside. You have to consume it together, right?
Yes. To get the full effect.
Exactly.
But also, from this conversation, Josh and Roberta, everybody listening, we just saw that two people were talking about a similar thing, but using different vocabulary. And that's what makes this life wonderful. No one sees it exactly the same. And that's why
Absolutely.
our blind spots are hitting us. So if we have help from others, we can identify them and then move forward at an accelerated pace, wasting less time. Let's face it, the commodity that just flies for you and I thank everybody. You've been with us for 21 minutes and 16 seconds. You decided to invest this with us, for which we are grateful. But this time you'll never get back. So therefore, my suggestion is whenever you invest time in something, make sure that you can get the golden nuggets from it and says, how can I apply this in my life? How can I make better? How can I become a better person with this and then serve others? Then to turn into what Roberta says she loves to make money. And we all know that you cannot generate or earn money, any which way you want to say it, unless you add value to people. If you don't add value, money doesn't grow on trees. You can plant seeds so that money grows on that tree, but you need to do the work, you need to do effort, you need to add value, and you need to make sure that you're good at what you do. Once you are, then money starts to come at you like nonstop. So that's why it's important to get ourselves fired up, I say, so we
Yes.
can pick ourselves back up in order to, through the trials and challenges, which are daily, overcome them and then serve more people. So then we can generate more income and help them generate more income as well. Because let's face it, a real estate agent or a mortgage broker that has some marketing strategy to get out there are going to generate more money. Why? Because they're serving more people in a better way. They're serving people
Absolutely.
that say, I have this problem. And he says, well, I can help you. Boom. And so problem solved, money made.
Yes.
Excellent.
And people trip up sometimes on, it sounds exclusionary. It is exclusionary. A niche is an exclusion of others.
Yes.
But if I look at it, basically, Francois, what you were just saying, okay, if you have a problem and I am uniquely capable of solving it and you jive with who I am as a person and our values match, don't you want
Let's go.
me?
Of course, let's
As
go.
opposed to what if Josh doesn't have the same values as you and he's never seen your problem before? You can say,
And
oh, I'll help you, I'll help anybody, but he's not serving you.
yes, and I like, marketing because whenever we have our people and you fill in sheets to get into the podcast, marketing strategist. So for me, marketing strategist, my mind went all over the place. Then I see what you're doing. Look at it, and you narrowed it down to real estate agent and mortgage broker. That's brilliant.
Yes.
So it's these people, and this is wow, it's amazing. The Visine for the eyes, Visine.
Yeah.
They have a box of Visine for, I don't know, $19. And right beside it, you have Visine for air pilots, $49. Same stupid thing. But because they put for airline, oh man, this is good. I need that. So just because it was niche down, now they can command a higher price because it's serving a purpose for a specific individual that says, I have this problem. I want the solution. Unless there's a problem, people don't want solutions. So that's awesome. I like the marketing strategist for real estate agents and mortgage brokers. I love it.
Yes. And people like to be part of exclusivity, right? If that's, I don't even know if that's a word or not, but they like to be part of a group that's exclusive, right? And feel important. And especially, salespeople in general. And when you talk about real estate and mortgage brokers, it's very competitive, both of those fields. So being able to put them into that group is awesome. What would you say? What you want to talk about one of your biggest challenges or what you've learned, being an entrepreneur and how you've overcome that?
Yeah, that's an important part. Everybody is listening to this because it's true. We all
Yeah.
have challenges and we think that we're unique and it's not. And then when we hear the people's challenge, and sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, you might hear Roberta's challenge because that's easy. Or you might say, whoa, how did she overcome that? And that's okay. But it enables us to understand that our mind is opened up, that there's different challenges for different people. And that's okay. So let us know. What was the challenges? How do you overcome it, Roberta?
I think my biggest challenge, especially since I came out of sales, that was even though you're generating your own income, right? You're pretty structured. Um, so coming out and forming my own business and being able to see, okay, there are other people who can do what I'm attempting to do in a specific way, but I need to go with the flow of my strengths and my values and being open to hearing, hey, you need to move just an inch over here. Maybe you need to move 2 feet. Maybe it's going to take a little. I'm not the most patient person. We'll just put that out there. Having patience because it takes time. Like
Yes.
you said about planting the tree, Francois, trees don't grow in a day or a week or a year or 2 years. They just don't. So having the patience to let it go, to listen to my intuition, to know when I'm um, there's a difference between being patient and letting things come and being lackadaisical. So finding that balance
Yes.
between it's almost like finding the balance between perfectionism and excellence. One is fear, one is faith. Like how do you come across and I'm still learning that as I continue in my business. Like, am I operating out of fear here? Am I operating out of faith, hopefulness, or ingratitude, or out of why did somebody get something and I didn't get it? Like, oh, I'm going to go run over there and start doing their marketing thing because they're doing great. It's like, okay, that's out of scarcity. That's out of fear.
Hmm.
Like just having that ability to be able to see it and trust my own intuition.
Cool. I
Um,
like what you said. Perfectionism or excellence? How many of us, and I was there, that, oh, it's not perfect. I can't do it yet. And so therefore, it's interesting because you put a word into it. It says fear. I was operating from fear of being rejected, fear of not happening, not living to my expectation. But he says excellence is like faith. Yeah, it's hope. If I deal with excellence, it's like, oh, I have something to strive for. That's awesome.
Yes. Yes, indeed. And I like what you said about having the patience. I think we all kind of struggle with that, especially as entrepreneurs, right? Because sometimes people get in business for themselves, thinking that they're going to shortcut, to this $1 million success point. And yes, well, we all have that ability and that opportunity to get there. Like Roberta said, it takes time. You have to be patient. Rome wasn't built in a day. The oak trees that are 200 feet tall took years to grow. And it's about having many wins each and every day of your life and in your business that are going to get you to that higher point that you're seeking and that we all seek.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. What words of encouragement would you have for those entrepreneurs out there, Roberta, that are maybe kind of in a downward slump or kind of going through some trials and tribulations? What do you have for food for thought on that?
um, you see, I read something the other day that might just be the right thing for that answer that question. Um, I used to freak out a lot when I was in mortgage sales. I mean, everything's so based on the market, right? So
Yeah.
rates go up, you freak out. Inventory's too low, you freak out. My loan's not clear to close, and it was supposed to be 2 days ago. You freak out. Ah, all that energy that builds up, right? When you, like you're saying, Josh, when you're just in a struggle and it's all that energy that builds up and you just start to ruminate over it and what am I going to do and how can I get out of this? And this doesn't happen to anybody else but me and blah, blah, blah. So I was reading something the other day to ask yourself this question in those situations. Is there something better I could be doing?
Mm.
Is there something better I could be doing? Okay, I'm sitting here freaking out because rates went up a point and a half and I wasted 3 days on it. Is there something better I could be doing? Yeah, I could go on a relaxing walk. I could call my past client database and say, "Hey, I'm still here. It's gonna be all right." I could meditate. I could listen to a podcast that's encouraging. I could send out an email to my database. I could, do a video. I could, almost anything is better than that intense pressure that we put on ourselves. Like, nothing's going my way and I can't get it to move. And then rates go up and then there's no inventory. And then my favorite realtor found another loan officer. Or what I hear a lot from realtors, people are starting to ask them for commission, right? Instead of taking that on and taking on the anxiety and the stress of it, what's something better you could be doing?
Mm-hmm.
And
That's good.
That point that you touch about is one of the things that my pet peeves as teaching is that people that are letting outside circumstances control the way they feel. And when they do that, when you says, oh, interest went up. So now they've just empowered the interest rates going up to control their lives. That's what's just happened. So when you empower things outside of you to control what's going on in your life, you have disempowered yourself. Your energy level goes down. Your drive to actually make things happen goes down. And then sometimes you just want to put, I'm not getting out of bed today because this is crazy. Or they can say, and these are my 3 favorite words for my high level clients. How can I? These 3 words will enable you to gain control back of the situation. How can I? Interest rates went up. There's nothing I can do about this. How can I manifest something better out of this? Well, maybe says, maybe I can have a better tweaked marketing with my Roberta specialist to find out people that are really serious about buying homes. Therefore, when other realtors are backing up from the market because they're afraid of this, I'm going to show up more explosively in there. And then people are going to say, well, I want to deal with this person. So how can I empowers you? So important, ladies and gentlemen, to actually do take control back. Do not be a victim of circumstances, but a creator of your own reality. And you do have that power. And that's what I help all my clients do. And I'm sure that's what Roberta is helping the mortgage brokers and the real estate agents to do. Show up in a better way.
I mean, feel the emotion. It's there. You can't pretend it's not a little bit scary or makes you mad, depending on how you feel about the Fed or whatever, right? Feel your emotion, let it go, move on.
Yeah.
You sit there and stew in it, I was a little bit younger then, but I would stew in it for days, be mad. I'm like, okay, I just wasted 4 days. I could have been doing other sales calls. I had all this stuff on my calendar set there while I'm running around trying to put out fires that they're going to do what they're going to do. Just that, like you're saying, that control of other people, that control of situation that you cannot.
So let's role play on this thing. I'm a real estate agent, and then the interest rates just went up, and I see the news. I go, oh, come on, this can't be. All right, so what do I have to do today? I got to call Roberta. Hey, Roberta, how are you? And then Roberta says, what's the matter? And then and Roberta says, well, I'm gonna do anything this week. Okay, thank you. I knew it. Okay, who else do I need to talk? Okay, Josh. Hey, Josh, it's Francois. What's happening with you today? And then Josh, I said, I knew this was going to be a bad day. Guess what? You are responsible for those answers. You weren't dealing with your emotions properly. You didn't look at ways that you can serve others better. You were centered on me, 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 me. And when you do that, you lose and your potential clients lose because you're not serving them properly. How important it is to really control our thoughts. If this doesn't bring it home, ladies and gentlemen, it should. The way that you let circumstances control you are reflected when you communicate with other people. They feel it, and then they go away from you. And then you wonder why business is going away. Newsflash, it's you. It's you. Set a better you, and then people are going to start coming to you.
Absolutely.
People don't care exactly what you know. They care how they feel when they're around you.
Yes.
Make people feel good. They want more of you. Leave everyone with the impression of increase.
Indeed. And I like the way you said that, Francois. When I was in the restaurant business, we had a little slogan that said, let it ride. And the one thing that I'm fortunate about being in that industry is that you learn how to properly respond instead of reacting under pressure, right? Especially when you're in a rush or you're doing a big event, and people, when it comes to food, they're very emotionally attached, right? So when it's delayed or it's late or it's messed up, they really get upset, right? And again, the way that you respond versus reacting to those situations, really empowers you in a better light. And I always go with, you can't worry about what you can't
Absolutely.
control. You just have to put what you can do, what you can control forward, and let everything else lay where it might be, right? It's like the domino effect. If you're that first domino, you better make sure your hit is as solid as can be, because it's going to affect the next 10 dominoes going down the line.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Cool.
So, Roberta, you have a workshop coming up, right? Can you?
I was going to say, what's next on your to-do list?
I do have a workshop coming up. I have two things coming up, but if you want to jump in on the top of the funnel, as we say, July 14th, I have a workshop. It's at 90dayrealtormarketing.com. $9 for 90 minutes, and you will get 90 days worth of marketing planned out. And my theme there is making it efficient, effective, and enjoyable.
Nice. I
One of
like
those,
that.
Effective
90
yeah.
days, $9, and guess what? You touch on something at the beginning. Most people have a hard time creating material for something. Now you're going to give them 90 days material worth?
They're going to give themselves 90 days worth of material as we go through. It's a
Right,
workshop.
so they're going to create. So it's going to be personal. Actually,
interactive.
Parenthesis here. I don't know if anybody here knows Sam Ovens. Sam Ovens is like 25, 26 years old, and he makes $25 million a year. And he said, I can teach you what I do. But if you try to only do what I do, you will never surpass me. What needs to happen is you need to take my teaching, put you into the recipe, and then you will outpace me. So therefore, Roberta, what you're doing is exactly that. Taking the information, they put their secret sauce into it, their own personality, their own style, and therefore they no longer compete, but they start to create and stand out in the market. Awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, it's not one of those things where you're going to walk away with a little calendar that's got a green and a pink and a purple and says, ask for Brussels sprouts and ask for, pineapples on pizza. And then
We're not supposed to do
race.
that? No, I'm just...
You can if you want. It works for some people, but that's not what I do.
That's not your tribe. That's not your tribe, right?
It's not.
So if you were to say something that's fun, if you had a superpower, what would it be and why? We like to ask that one to all our guests.
I thought about it and I said speed, but is transportation like the transporter on Star Trek, is that a superpower? Like, is there
sure.
Like a
teleport,
superhero
you
teleport that?
You're like Spider-Man, just cast a...
Yes, I would teleport.
Oh, actually faster than Spider-Man. Spider-Man needs buildings. Teleport, I can go to Bora Bora.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I want to go to the Maldives, Francois, so
yes,
we're close.
Absolutely. The water there is amazing indeed. That's for sure.
Yeah, I would definitely teleport.
So teleport is, that's a great superpower indeed. Absolutely. So if people wanted to get a hold of you and find out more about you, where can they find out about you? And by the way, everybody will have below these podcasts is going to be links to get back to each and every one of us, Josh, Francois, and of course, Roberta, so you can get a hold of you. But where can people get a hold of you? Can you tell us, quick?
Yes, my website is my name, robertaravella.com. So is my email, roberta@robertaravella.com. You can find me on Facebook as well. LinkedIn, I have a Facebook private group just for realtors called the Relationship Realtor Marketing Group.
Nice.
Where we talk about basically the same things we've been talking about here.
Awesome.
Excellent. Awesome.
And the workshop is 90dayrealtormarketing.com.
Yeah, I posted it in the comments.
Look at that.
So that's up there, and then we'll definitely put that in the description. And one thing I wanted to touch on the workshop. So obviously, your niche is kind of like realtors and mortgage brokers. The show is catered around kind of entrepreneurs of all walk of life. So my question to you, Roberta, is there other industries that could benefit from your workshop, even if they weren't in real estate or mortgage broker?
Yes. Basically, if you're in a Me Too business And by that Me Too, I mean if you go somewhere and say, I sell life insurance, and somebody says Me Too, you can benefit.
Ooh, I like that. Me too.
Interesting. I like that's a nice twist. I love
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
So you're
Okay.
not competing now, you're creating.
Yes.
I love that, Francois. I'm
She is a
totally
creator.
stealing that.
She is a
Don't-
creator indeed.
I heard it from someone else, you know. I often
Yeah.
like to say that I have I didn't create all this material. I have a license to brag because a lot of people have done, and I'm a national trainer for Tony Robbins. I worked with him on stage, facilitated. And one of the things that Tony always said is success leaves clues. Why break out a sweat to try and reinvent the wheel? Don't take it. And there was this interesting thing. Take whatever it works from someone else and then do it until it becomes habitual, and then put your secret sauce on it. Don't try and change something else at first because you don't have the skills yet, nor the strength, muscle, or habit. First develop the habit, then and by that I mean almost like a good little boy, good little girl. They say jump, and then you say how high, and you jump, and you don't ask questions. By doing that, you will develop the stamina necessary for you to being able to integrate that information in a better way, and then you'll be able to improve on it and improve on it. So that's I think is success leaves clues. So follow the clues, and then once you get good at it, then put your own sauce into it, and that's awesome.
Absolutely.
So I like that 90-day realtormarketing.com.
Yep.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. Cool.
Yes. And Roberta said it, if you're in the Me Too business, which I know a lot of entrepreneurs probably watching or checking this out on replay are in that category, right? I mean, whether you're a coach, you sell insurance, you sell, maybe you sell marketing, right? There's a lot of duplication. So check out Roberta's workshop. And like she said, I mean, for $9, is that what you said? $9?
It's
90 minutes, $9.
90 minutes.
Going to empower you, give you excitement and enjoyment. Is that the 3 E's?
Efficient, effective, and enjoyable.
Oh, efficient, effective, and enjoyment. There you go. I'm a big proponent of kind of doing similarities of the E, triple E or whatever. So both of my daughters are with E's, and so I named my corporation E Squared because I got two girls. So there you go.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, Roberta,
Excellent.
it's been a pleasure having you on.
Thank you so much. It's been great.
Any final thoughts that you want to give or share?
I just appreciate you guys having me. This is a great conversation, and it's nice to meet other, like-minded business people who are just out there trying to figure it out, right? Learning, growing, knowing that it comes from within, right? It's not what you were saying a lot of, Francois. It just comes from within. So
yes,
absolutely. So there you have it, Roberta Ravella, a marketing strategist for real estate agents and mortgage brokers. If you need to have your insurance needs or find out if you're paying too much for your insurance or if you're covered the way that you should, have a talk with Josh to help you with this. And if you're stuck on an income plateau or you have the income roller coaster that's causing stress in your life, howtobecomemore.com. Get a hold of me. We're here to help each and every one of you being the best entrepreneur you can be so you can serve more people. And that's what it's all about. Thank you, everybody, for coming. We really appreciate it. Back to you, Josh, for the last word.
Thank you, Francois. And yes, thank you, Roberta. Go ahead and check out her 90-day realtor marketing workshop. That's going to be again on July 14th. The link is in the comments and we'll post it below in the description. And on behalf of myself and Francois, this is the MVP How to Become More podcast, where we empower entrepreneurs to be fired up so you can be the MVP of your life and your business. Thanks so much, everybody, and make it a great day.
Thank you.
thanks again.